Chosen one. Everything you've been walking through, every moment that didn't make sense, every silence you endured, and every door that appeared sealed wasn't in vain. It was all leading to this final step. A moment so big, so life-altering, that even you, the one chosen and prepared for this very destiny, cannot yet grasp the magnitude of what is coming. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't a minor breakthrough. This is the moment the heavens have been building toward on your behalf, and you are about to see it. Watch this video until the very end, because it carries the kind of confirmation your spirit has been craving. And in the comments, write your warmest wishes and write Amen along with the number 99. You have no idea how fast the universe can shift in your favor when your words align with your faith. Chosen one, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin. Now, chosen one. What if the final step is the one step that reveals why it had to take so long? What if it's not about what you're walking into, but about what's already walking toward you? For so long, it seemed like you were the one doing all the searching, praying, trusting, waiting, climbing uphill while carrying questions that never got answers. But behind the scenes, God was aligning the timing of everything with such precision that even your delays were a form of protection. You didn't know it, but you were being hidden in plain sight, not denied. The rejection wasn't punishment. It was preservation. Because what's coming isn't small. It's not average. This isn't about a promotion or a little increase. This is about a release so massive, your past struggles will look like training simulations. You were never being kept from the blessing. You were being prepared to stand under the weight of it. You have no idea how big this is because God made sure to keep it hidden until the very last moment. This was never meant to be revealed early. You would have rushed into it. People around you would have contaminated it. The enemy would have tried to distort it. But now it's ready. And more importantly, you are. It's not just about what's coming. It's about the fact that this is the step, the final one before it all unfolds. The pivot point, the switch. You're not returning to where you came from after this. You're not circling the same patterns anymore. This step closes the cycle. This step delivers the promise. This step shifts you from waiting mode to receiving mode. It's not preparation anymore. It's manifestation time. God knows you felt forgotten. God knows you stood there with tears in your eyes and tried to still believe. You watched others move ahead, but you were being held in a spiritual pause. Not because you were being left behind, but because your lane required exact timing. Your launch had to align with the divine blueprint. And now that blueprint has reached completion. Your name has already been mentioned in rooms you haven't entered yet. The opportunities are already circling. The resources are already moving in your direction. Even people who once doubted you will start to feel compelled to support you, and they won't even understand why. That's because something greater than you is orchestrating all of this. God is not just sending favor. God is the favor, and it's active. Everything you endured shaped your capacity. It wasn't wasted pain. It was spiritual muscle building. You were being equipped for expansion. There are chosen ones, and then there are chosen for this specific moment, and you are one of them. You carry a mantle that requires visibility, influence, and the resources to move freely in your assignment. Don't be surprised when doors swing open without effort. Don't be shocked when people show up offering help out of nowhere. Don't question it when you wake up one day and everything feels different. Because it is. The shift is not subtle this time. It's going to be loud, visible, irrefutable. Because this final step isn't quiet. It's a divine announcement. You'll look back on this moment and remember how close you were to giving up right before the storm broke into a sunrise. This is the shift that validates your entire journey. This is the kind of breakthrough that redefines your past and launches your future. Nothing will be the same again. Not your finances, not your surroundings, not even your identity. God is making everything new. You don't have to understand all the steps ahead. Just take this one, this final one. This is not just your time, it's your turn. And heaven is echoing the call you've been feeling in your spirit. that restlessness, that urgency, that deep knowing that something is about to shift dramatically? That's not anxiety. That's divine activation. You've stepped into the appointed moment. You are not waiting for the blessing. The blessing has been waiting for you to arrive here. And now that you've crossed this invisible line, it's coming fast. Too fast for you to second guess it. Too powerful for anyone to block it. Too big for anyone to steal it. God has preserved it specifically for you. And after this step, the entire picture will finally make sense. You didn't see it, but something monumental shifted the moment you said yes to walking in obedience. Even when nothing made sense. That simple yes you gave in silence. That quiet decision to keep showing up, to keep believing, to keep walking forward even with trembling steps. It activated something in the heavens. And now, the momentum that's been building in the unseen is about to break into your reality with force. The heavens have been counting down to this. While you were counting losses and delays, heaven was counting days to this step. Not because you were forgotten, but because the final step was always going to be dramatic. It had to be the kind of moment that shifts atmospheres. A moment that not only repositions your life, but leaves a mark so distinct that it becomes a divine timestamp. You will look back and say, that's the day everything turned. Chosen one. God doesn't operate in randomness. Everything has precision, alignment, rhythm. The silence wasn't empty. It was full of activity. Angels were being dispatched. Assignments were being rearranged. Systems were being bent in your favor. And most of it was happening out of your view, because the surprise is part of the miracle. This final step is not something you take alone. You are surrounded. The presence of God has gone before you. The power of heaven walks with you. There's an invisible support you carry now. And that's why the atmosphere around you feels different. That's why people look at you longer now. That's why some people feel uncomfortable in your presence and others feel peace. Your energy has shifted. Your vibration has elevated. Your authority has become visible. Even if you don't fully see it yet, don't shrink back. This is the final step before the fullness of the promise breaks through. The discomfort you've been feeling is the stretch before birth. The tension you've been sensing is the tearing away of the old. Something massive is about to emerge through you. Something you've been carrying in spirit for a long time. This is more than a personal win. This is a generational shift. The reward isn't just for you. It's for the bloodline you came from and the legacy you're establishing. There were promises God whispered to your ancestors, and you are the one chosen to fulfill them. There were prayers prayed decades ago, and you are the answer walking in human form. That's why the warfare was so intense. That's why the delays were so strategic. It wasn't just about you, it was about everything connected to you. When you take this final step, it sends a signal into realms beyond what you can see. That signal says, the chosen one has arrived, and everything must now respond. Blessings you forgot you prayed for are about to chase you down. Resources you thought were out of reach are going to appear in unexpected ways. The helpers you kept hoping for are already moving closer. And the opposition? It will fall away like dry leaves. Because this final step comes with fire. And that fire consumes everything that cannot go with you into this next chapter. You're not who you were when you started. You're stronger now, sharper, wiser, and most importantly, you're aligned. You've passed the invisible tests. You've endured the silent seasons. You've learned the language of the Spirit. And now, you walk differently. You move with divine timing. You act with heavenly clarity. That is why now is the moment. You're about to walk into a scene that was written long before you were born. A stage that's been prepared for your voice. A space that will recognize your name before you speak it. This isn't just another opportunity. This is the fulfillment of something sacred. The kind of destiny that can't be copied, delayed, or stolen. Because God has sealed it with purpose. And when God seals something, No man can unseal it. Chosen one, you need to understand, this step is a threshold. It's the crossing from hidden to seen, from process to promise, from preparation to presentation. And once you cross, there's no going back. The former version of you, the one that waited, the one that doubted, the one that questioned everything, will no longer exist. You're about to meet the version of yourself that's been sleeping under the weight of divine timing. And when that version awakens, the world will have no choice but to notice. You don't have to chase what's yours anymore. What's yours is magnetized to this step. Everything you thought was running from you was actually running toward this moment. All you had to do was arrive here. And now, you have. This step may look small on the outside. It may be a conversation, an application, a moment of release, or a bold decision. But its impact is disproportionate. Because God is the one amplifying it. And when God touches a step, it becomes a portal. You're walking through a divine portal now. And on the other side, wholeness, joy, purpose, fulfillment, legacy, peace, overflow. Not in fragments, but in fullness. And this time, it's not temporary. It's sustained. Because this step was never about temporary excitement. It was about permanent alignment. Chosen one, the heavens are cheering. The spiritual realm is opening. The weight you've been carrying is being lifted. The light is breaking through. And the step you're about to take will prove once and for all. You were never waiting for the promise. The promise was waiting for you. The magnitude of what's unfolding now is too vast for your mind to fully comprehend. But your spirit already knows. Deep within, you've felt the tremors. You've sensed the urgency in the atmosphere. The divine realm has been speaking in signs, in moments, in glimpses, reminding you that this isn't just a normal chapter. This is the fulfillment point, the manifestation junction, the part of your story where silence transforms into sound, where delay gives birth to destiny. For too long, your journey has been mistaken for stagnation. People around you may have assumed you were stuck. They judged by what they could see. They didn't know what God was building underground. You were in a holy incubation. You were under construction by the Master's hand. And now, like a seed that's been buried in secret, your time of emergence is here. You're not sprouting, you're rising. This final step is not accidental. It's been orchestrated by design. God timed it so that everything in your life would make sense the moment you take it. All the pieces that seemed unrelated, all the roads that felt like detours, all the doors that slammed shut in your face. They were building one thing: clarity. Because when you step forward now, it won't just be you walking. It will be every version of you that survived the pain. Every part of you that was refined through fire. Every lesson you had to learn the hard way. You won't just be celebrated, you'll be recognized. There's a difference. Recognition is spiritual. It's when the atmosphere agrees with your presence. When people don't just see you, they feel you. When doors open before you arrive because your name preceded you in realms unseen. That's what this final step activates. This is your crossing. Out of the wilderness. Out of the testing season. Out of the patterns of barely enough. God is leading you into the realm of overflow. Not just material wealth, but divine fullness. Fullness in identity. Fullness in peace. Fullness in alignment. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to embody heaven on earth. And this final step is the unlocking of that original design. Chosen one, you carry something holy. That's why the attacks were fierce. That's why the loneliness felt unbearable. That's why your name was often misunderstood, misused, or dismissed. You were never meant to be understood in your old environment. You were being reserved for a stage where your sound would match the acoustics. And now, you're entering that space. The environment is changing to match your frequency. The preparation you've been undergoing wasn't just for your comfort. It was for your capacity. You're not just stepping into a better life. You're stepping into a higher assignment. Your voice is needed. Your story is a blueprint. Your presence is a shift. People you've never met will thank God for your obedience. Lives will transform because you said yes, because you endured, because you believed, even when it would have been easier to walk away. And now you are trusted with more. There's a weight to this moment, a sacred gravity. Because with the blessing comes visibility. With visibility comes responsibility. But you're ready. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. God doesn't elevate unprepared vessels. This final step only arrives once the vessel is fortified. And you, chosen one, have been forged in silence, refined in the background, trained in divine timing. You don't carry the same energy anymore. You carry authority. This is why certain people had to fall away. This is why you had to be separated. This is why it looked like loss when it was actually alignment. God had to remove the noise so you could hear the instructions. And now that you've heard them, now that your spirit is locked in, there's no turning back. Everything is being recalibrated to make room for you. Not just in your city, not just in your circle, but on a larger scale. Your name is being mentioned in unexpected places. Your work is drawing attention beyond your knowledge. You're not networking. God is networking you. Strategic people are being drawn into your path, not because of who you know, but because of who sent you. This is the kind of step that activates destiny partners, wealth carriers, intercessors, investors, people who were ordained to walk with you at this level. Not everyone from your past can come with you now, not because they were bad, but because they were assigned to a different level. You've elevated, and elevation requires reformation. You're about to see why God said no so many times, why certain prayers weren't answered the way you thought. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. The protection you didn't understand back then is about to reveal itself as perfection. And you will stand in the very place that once seemed unreachable and say, God, you really did all this for me? And heaven will whisper, yes, because you're mine, because you endured, because you were faithful. This is the reward not just for what you did, but for what you didn't do. You didn't compromise. You didn't take shortcuts. You didn't betray your character. You didn't let bitterness take root. You let God refine you. You let patience do her work. You stayed. And now, the final step will place you exactly where your spirit always knew you belonged, even when your life didn't reflect it. This is the prophecy fulfilled. The alignment arrived. The moment ordained. You're not about to step into something normal. You're stepping into something unforgettable, something undeniable, something divinely irreversible. This is the final step. This step you're taking. It carries the weight of generations. The prayers of your ancestors echo through it. The tears you've cried have watered the soil of this very moment. And now the harvest is bursting through the surface. There's no more delay. There's no more resistance. The barriers have been broken by God's command. The spiritual chains that once held you back have crumbled. What once seemed impossible is now inevitable. You don't see the full picture yet, but you feel it. That sense that something massive is forming around you. The atmosphere is charged. The air is different. People look at you and they can't quite explain it. But something about you demands attention. That's not by accident. You're walking in the early stages of divine manifestation, and the presence you carry is announcing your arrival before you even speak a word. The final step isn't a leap of chance. It's a movement in alignment. A divine unfolding of what was always written in the heavens concerning you. And this step is backed by the full force of God's favor. What's about to happen in your life will break every past limitation. It will reverse every generational curse. It will silence every lie spoken about you. Because the proof is not coming. It's already here, wrapped in the next step you're about to take. You are not chasing blessings anymore. You are walking in prepared territory. That territory has your name on it, and every part of your being is responding to the call. Your steps are ordered. Your hands are anointed. Your voice is charged with authority. You are not just prepared, you are positioned. And that positioning is about to open things no human effort could. This isn't just a new chapter. It's a new dimension. You're not just crossing into a different phase of life. You're stepping into the fullness of divine assignment. You were not chosen for comfort. You were chosen for impact. And the kind of impact you're about to make cannot be contained by past definitions or present circumstances. This move is so profound that it will reset your entire storyline. The people who used to overlook you will no longer have access to speak over your name. The environments that once tolerated you will now seek you out for direction. The energy around you is shifting, and it's causing everything that isn't aligned with your purpose to fall away. You're not losing. You're being streamlined, refined, elevated, chosen. 1. Your breakthrough is not coming in pieces. It's coming in waves. You've been tested long enough, and now God is releasing what has been stored, not delayed, stored, held in divine suspension until your maturity caught up with your calling, until your integrity aligned with your inheritance, until your faith reached the frequency of fulfillment. You had to endure seasons where nothing moved, where silence felt unbearable, where your prayers felt like they were hitting a wall, but they weren't. They were echoing in eternity, building a case for what's about to flood into your life. Every cry, every fast, every moment you surrendered, it all added weight to this moment. This is not about blessings for show. This is about blessings that speak, that declare God's power, that display His favor, that testify of His glory through your life. You are becoming the evidence, and people who once questioned your path will have no choice but to acknowledge the divine hand on your life. You've been asking God for confirmation, for a sign. This is it. The alignment of timing, the inner urgency, the recurring messages, the way your spirit is stirring, it's all pointing to this final step. Don't wait for external validation. You carry internal revelation, and that revelation is the green light, the divine yes, the sacred permission to move. As you take this step, understand that you are stepping over thresholds designed to keep you out. Systems that once blocked you will now make space for you. Institutions that once ignored you will now call for your wisdom. There's a divine reordering taking place. Because what's on you is too heavy to remain hidden. You were born to disrupt, not to fit in. And this step will be the start of that disruption. You will shift spaces simply by showing up, not because you are trying to, but because the presence of God is so strongly marked upon your life that atmospheres must adjust. And in this final step, you will also understand why certain delays happened, why you weren't allowed to settle, why the counterfeit had to be removed, why the job didn't last, why the friend betrayed you, why the door slammed. Because this moment required clarity. It required the purest version of you, the version stripped of illusion, free from external influence, rooted only in truth. Now, there is nothing left to block what's been written. Heaven has rendered the verdict, and it's in your favor. This step will unlock favor you never imagined. It will bring connections you didn't pursue. It will restore years you thought were lost, and it will validate everything your heart has ever dared to believe. You are not imagining the shift. You are living in the evidence of it. God has set the scene. The wind is behind you. The gates are opening. This is the moment everything starts to respond to the truth of who you are. This isn't just an elevation of your status. It's an ascension of your essence. You're rising into alignment with the version of yourself that was always spoken of in heaven. The version that walks without fear. The version that commands respect without demanding it. The version that knows who they are. Not because the world said so, but because God confirmed it. You've entered a sacred corridor of destiny, and every step you take from here is divinely significant. You are walking on paths that angels prepared. There's no longer any need to push or strive. The blessing is not being forced into your life. It's flowing into your life. And when something flows, it means resistance has been removed. Everything is responding to your emergence now. The universe has received the signal. The chosen one is ready. Your light cannot be dimmed anymore. Your voice cannot be silenced. Your presence cannot be ignored. And those who once tried to contain you will now be witnesses to your release. It's not pride, it's prophecy. You didn't call yourself chosen. You didn't manufacture this purpose. You didn't manipulate your way into this season. You were sent, anointed, appointed, and approved by the only one whose approval truly matters. This final step is not about arrival. It's about unveiling. You were never just becoming. You were always revealing. Now the veils are coming off. The masks are falling away. The true identity you carried all along is rising to the surface, and no one can deny it anymore. Your life is about to speak louder than your voice ever could. And what it will say is this: the promise was real. The pain had a purpose, and the prophecy is now. You didn't endure the wilderness just to be delivered. You endured it so you could become undeniable. What tried to break you, trained you. What tried to humiliate you, humbled you. And what tried to stop you, strengthened you. Now every crack in your journey is shining with the glory of God. This final step will illuminate the places where you once cried in silence. The people who once overlooked you will have to confront what they missed. But this moment isn't about proving anything to them. It's about proving everything through you. You are not here to perform. You are here to radiate, to exist in full light, to reflect the hand of God through your presence alone. And here's what makes this final step so powerful. It's irreversible. There's no going back. The old has expired. The illusions have dissolved. The patterns have been broken. You're not who you were, and you'll never be again. You are walking in a level of grace that cannot be faked. A level of confidence that isn't arrogance, but awareness. You know who walks with you. You know who sent you. And you know why you had to survive what you did. Because this glory requires depth. This assignment requires clarity. This blessing requires weight. And you have it now. God gave you time to grieve in private so you could shine in public without shame. God hid you while others ran ahead so he could reveal you at the moment that would matter most. And now, he's turning the page himself. This isn't just a chapter change. It's a story shift. And this story isn't ending. It's beginning again with new power, fresh anointing, clear vision. You are about to touch realms that once intimidated you. You're about to enter circles that once felt unreachable. But you won't enter them as someone trying to fit in. You'll walk in as the one who was always meant to be there. Because this step is not about fitting into the world's mold. It's about walking boldly in heaven's blueprint. The version of you that's stepping forward now doesn't need applause, doesn't need permission, doesn't need validation. You've already received the only confirmation that matters: divine release, the spiritual green light, the whispered go from the heart of God himself. And when heaven says go, nothing can say stop. You've been through too much to hesitate. You've healed too deeply to hold back, and you've grown too far to settle. This final step is not just a move. It's a moment of activation, of emergence, of everything shifting in your favor at once. So don't be surprised when it happens suddenly. Don't be surprised when people start treating you differently. Don't be surprised when money flows, when doors open, when peace surrounds you, and when your very presence starts changing rooms. You are the proof of God's timing. You are the evidence of divine strategy. And you are the carrier of a destiny that demands completion. There is nothing ordinary about this. Nothing casual. Nothing expected. You are stepping into the portion of your life that was marked by heaven's fire. You are stepping into the very fulfillment of what once felt like a distant dream. You are walking into the glory zone now, the realm where faith becomes reality, where waiting turns into witnessing, where praying transforms into possessing. This is the final step, chosen one. And once you take it, nothing will be the same again. Now that you've arrived here, the atmosphere knows it. The heavens know it. Every spiritual force that tried to delay you knows it. This isn't a quiet step. This isn't a hidden moment. This is a divine announcement rippling through realms, declaring that your wait is over. Your wilderness season has officially expired. What you're stepping into now isn't just a season. It's a divine shift that recalibrates your identity, your influence, your resources, and your reach. You're no longer operating from survival mode. The cycle of fighting to stay afloat is done. You're not negotiating with fear. You're not asking for crumbs. You're not dimming your light to make others comfortable. The version of you that tolerated delay is gone. This is the version God preserved for the harvest. The final step brings justice, divine justice, spiritual compensation, the kind of restoration that no one saw coming because it wasn't meant to be predicted. It was meant to be witnessed. What you lost will be returned with interest. What was stolen will be replaced with something sacred. What was delayed will arrive multiplied. You haven't missed your moment. Your moment was being magnified. There's an unfolding now, an unraveling of everything that tried to contain you, a collapse of every lie spoken against your rise. The voices that once declared they won't make it will fall silent as your story becomes evidence that God had the final say. You won't even need to explain it. Your life will expose it. The blessing will speak for you. You've made it through the stretch of silence that breaks most people. That space between prophecy and fulfillment. That valley of dry bones. That season where nothing moved, but everything was being built inside of you. You walked through it with grace, even when you had no answers. And now the reward is being released, not just into your hands, but into your atmosphere. The energy around you is charged with breakthrough. The ground beneath you is soaked with answered prayers. And as you move forward, you will notice everything responds to your presence differently. Not because you've changed your personality, but because you've shifted dimensions. You're carrying authority now, the kind that cannot be faked or fabricated, the kind that only comes from surviving the fire. The blessing ahead will arrive with speed, unstoppable speed. You won't have time to overthink it. You won't have space to question it. The doors will open so quickly and widely that all you'll be able to do is walk through them. But here's the miracle. You're ready. You've already been trained for this pace. God didn't just prepare the blessing for you. He prepared you for the blessing. And in the days ahead, you will notice divine patterns repeating. Glimpses of prayers you forgot you prayed will begin to manifest. Dreams you set aside will resurface, but this time with ease. Connections will find you. Provision will find you. Clarity will flood in where confusion used to live. All of it was scheduled for this exact point. The final step releases the flow. Not the trickle, not the halfway answer, not the maybe. The flow. The kind of abundance that feels like heaven is pouring itself out without filter, without restraint, without apology. And that flow will not be temporary. Because you didn't get here by force. You got here by faith. And faith always builds what fear cannot destroy. Chosen one, you are standing at the threshold of divine overflow. You're not waiting anymore. You're walking. And with every step forward, The promise unfolds. The future reveals itself. The heavens celebrate. And the earth shifts to accommodate the weight of your next chapter. You are not who you were. You are not what they said. You are not defined by the detour. You are not labeled by the loss. You are the fulfilled word. You are the final step's evidence. And now, the only thing left to do is move. And when you do, every realm will know. The chosen one has arrived.